What's up, boys? Today we have an install, finally, of the UPR rear suspension components that they sent out to me. So I have the solid lower control arms, relocation mounts for the lower control arms, upper control arm, and mount. Hopefully after installing all of this, the rear suspension is going to be really dialed in and we'll be able to hook extremely well on the drag radials. Some stuff I read online about the drag radials is that you kind of got to ease off the clutch. So that kind of eliminates the need for the two-step for the time being. Until we run through these, then the next thing we're probably gonna have to get our slicks. That way the sidewall will give a little and it won't be so jarring on the drive line. That's not important right now. What's important is getting this stuff installed. So as far as I've got is jacked up the car, took the wheels off, and supported the rear of the car by the axle so that it takes the load off of the lower control arms when we go to take those off. They won't be binding or have any pressure. Right now though, I am following online with what UPR suggests, and the first step now is to take off the weight on the axle. So your axle will have a weight right here, which we need to remove. So let's do that. Now that we're under the car, 15 mil for the axle weight, and we're gonna remove that. I'm worried we're not gonna be able to use the impact because the jack stand is in the way. Hand tools we do. Axle weight is off. Next step is removing the lower control arm bolts, the front and the back. Both of them are 18 mil, so we're gonna take those off now. The instructions did say to remove my sway bar relocation mounts, but I'm gonna see if I can get away with doing it with them on because they're such a pain in the butt to get them to line back up. I really hated that install and I don't wanna replicate it, so hopefully we can get by without changing that. Fingers crossed. Okay, look, before I pull this one all the way out, I'm gonna go ahead and start loosening the one down there. That way this thing's not flopping around. And this right here is your cable for your emergency brake. So we're gonna have to remove this up here by a clip so that we can take the stock lower control arm out. And then when we go to put our new one in, I'll show you how you route it and zip tie it up out of the way. Now that we have this both of the bolts taken out, and this is ready to bring out, we have to remove the e-brake cable. You go do that by going up top, and there's this little clip here that should pull out by hand, like so. Next, you would pull, I have to release the e-brake. Duh. Now that the e-brake is released, it should be a lot easier to remove this from its clip. Okay, now this should come out of the top here. Boom, and then it falls out. There you go. Okie dokie, we have the relocation bracket in on the passenger side. One thing I do want to show you though is on the relocation bracket, there's a tall side and a short side. The short side goes outwards towards the tire, and then the tall side obviously goes inside towards, let's say, the differential. So mine is in. It was kind of a booger to get in, so I used the jack method. Shout out YOLO Douchebag Tunes. I saw his video where he did this because of the rust on this. Just kind of makes it difficult. It is a very tight fit, which is a good thing. It holds itself in place, but we did need to get the jack up there to push it into place, kind of like a press there. So this is where I'm running into an issue. Hopefully we can get a nut and a bolt in on that and the sway bar won't hit it too bad. I haven't tried that yet. That's the next process. Next part is to slide the big bolt with the spacer into place. So this bolt is a 22, massive. Okay, when you're going to reinstall the new one, you want to double check that. You see how this end down here sticks out towards the inside of the car? This one is also offset. So the larger side goes to the inside of the car. And also make sure that the grease fittings are on the bottom so that if you ever needed to grease them up, you can get to it with the grease gun. Now that that hardware is in, we are gonna install the new lower control arm, which I'm stoked to see this go in. Remember, the offset goes to the inside of the vehicle, and make sure that the grease points are at the bottom so that if you ever do need to grease and lube this up, it's easily accessible and it's not from the top, it's from the underneath of the car. And on my car, it is a lowered car, so I'm gonna go in the middle hole on the relocation bracket. And from what other people are saying, that the lower you go, the more bite you get. I'm gonna start in the middle hole and kind of see where I need to go. Since this is gonna be mostly for drag racing, those wheels with the big sidewall and the tire makes it sit a little taller up, so it's not going to be as low as a lowered car, but I think that that middle hole is going to work out just fine for my needs. So we'll put it there first, and if we need to make adjustments, we can do that. Loosen that one back up so that this slides in easier. That's what I'm going to do. No, don't hit the camera. Cheese. Alrighty guys, so quick tip. If you're doing this with the air ride setup, make sure that your bags aren't jacked all the way up. That was making it real hard and impossible to get this through the right hole. It was like an inch off. It was stuck way up here, and there's no chance I was getting it in there with the bags fully done. Not to say that when it's installed, the bags can't go fully up. It's just putting everything in a bind. So once I get it installed, I'll still be able to raise and lower the car like I want. It's just making it very, very difficult right now to have that installed. So now that that's ready, we're gonna try and get this bolt through there and finish getting this bad boy installed. Passenger side's done. Now we gotta go through and tighten everything back up, and we're good to go. Bada bing, bada boom, we're done with this side. So now that you have this side done and you reinstall your brakes, you're gonna want to run the emergency brake cable over the top of it, and then to get it out of the way, we're gonna zip tie it so that it doesn't drag the ground. Bingo, so it's zip tied up. It's not gonna slide down and start rubbing the ground. It is secure in place. This is all reinstalled how it should be. Everything's been tightened down, so we're good to go. We're all done. Okay, they look really, really good. Lower control arms in, relocation brackets right there. My biggest fear was sweating putting the rear sway bar, the rear sway bar relocation brackets back on. I ended up having to take the rear sway bar off to do the driver's side. It was inevitable. Had to take the whole thing off. Had to take the mounts off like I did last time. And luckily they went on a lot easier than I thought. So that was really good. This kit fits amazingly well. I was sweating it so bad, man. As you can see, I used a few tools. I was trying to figure out what size everything was, so I just grabbed a whole handful of tools and went to town. But everything is in. Everything looks amazing, and it just feels good to have a kit that goes in like it's supposed to, unlike the rear sway bar, the rear sway bar relocation kit. That kit sucked. This kit, spot on. Loud truck, my apologies. Anyway, lower control arm relocation brackets are in. Holding off on the upper control arm and mount. Gonna do that in a secondary video. I wanna see if I can notice a difference just with the lower control arms and it having the poly bushings rather than the junky rubber ones. If you can look at these, man. This thing is so thin and it looks beat already. And the car's only got 25,000 miles on it. I look beat. Look at my face. I'm a mess, boys. Wrap it up. The UPR lower control arm relocation brackets and lower control arms was a fairly easy install once you get the tools that you need out. I mean, I knocked out the passenger side. I should have done the driver's side first because that follows the instructions to a T. They want you to do the driver's side and then the passenger side, so I kind of went backwards, and it didn't really cause too much of an issue besides the fact that on the driver's side, you really do got to take off the rear sway bar. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to put my drag wheels on it right now and then go for a ride and bring you guys with me to see if I can tell the difference. I don't know that I'm going to be able to. I don't know. I've never had lower control arms, so maybe I will. Let me swap wheels and then we'll get back to you guys. Hold on. Drag setup is on. I'm gonna take it out real quick and go see what it feels like testing it, get some shots for you guys, and I'll let you know what I feel, or if I feel anything. So, fingers crossed. Dead hooked. Just pulled up to this sweet spot. There's really nobody working right now. It's after 5 and it's a Friday, so everybody blitzed to the house. So I'm gonna set you guys down, pull up, make a test hit. Woo! buddy. That felt really good. You know, I don't know if that's all tire or if it's lower control arms, but it's gotta be, because that thing felt like it dead hooked. And you know, I haven't even checked the tire pressure and what these are. And I had to slip the clutch a little bit, and that's where you saw the little peel at the beginning. But after that, I mean, it just rocketed out of there. A little lazy on my 1-2 shift there, but you know, we were just testing the launch really. So super impressed. I think that went great. Feels really good. Took me a minute to get to where I'm at, and nothing feels out of whack. I think it definitely feels more sturdy, and it just, you know, those poly bushings are going to be way better than the rubber and then the metal sticker, and it's just going to hold. It's such a better product, and I'm very, very satisfied with it. I will say the installation process made it well worth it, because when you can have parts that are meant to work together, and they do what they say they're going to do, it makes it enjoyable, one, to install, and two, an easier process. So props to UPR for making a solid product. Well, so far, I am 100% satisfied with my purchase, but I did purchase them. So this wasn't a paid for promotion. I can give you my 100% honest experience, and no lie, that felt really good. They felt really solid. I can't wait to see what we can do at the track with them. I just think that we're turning into a drag setup, boys. It's happening. We're building a drag car, and I'm super stoked about it. I can't wait to improve my times and show you guys how I do that. This is one part of it, is building the car the proper way, or the way that I think is working for me. I do think that we're gonna eventually change out the type of tire we do, and then we have to build the motor a little bit, do some oil pump gears. I think is gonna be key if we want to use that two-step, how it's supposed to be used. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you got a question about the setup or anything that's on the car, leave it down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, man, hit subscribe. There's going to be a lot more of that bad boy to come, especially out at the drag strip. Thanks so much for watching, boys, and we'll catch you back here next time. Take it easy.